This video is sponsored by Predictive Coach, protecting your brand, your drivers, and your bottom line. To find advanced asset settings in MyGeotab, navigate to Assets, click the asset you'd like to see advanced settings on, and select the Settings tab. Under Advanced, we find the following details. This firmware version is something that Geotab or your reseller may use to troubleshoot if your device has an issue. Here's where you can change the time zone settings for this asset. This comes into play if you're using rules based on the work hours assigned to the asset, and you can select which of the defined work hours apply with this dropdown. Turn GPS receiver off lets you define how long you'd like a device to keep recording GPS after the vehicle has been turned off, which Geotab says can improve tracking on older devices when many stops are made. Similarly, turn external device off gives you the ability to define how long external devices connected to the Go unit are able to stay on after the vehicle has been turned off. These external devices are IOX hardware plugged into the Go unit, such as the one for Iridium satellite tracking, or the IOX-USB that provides an extra connection between the Go device and a driver's phone or tablet for hours of service purposes. Just keep in mind that you'll want to use these sparingly or consult your reseller before changing them to remain on for a longer period of time, as they'll cause your device to draw more power from the asset's battery when enabled. Hours of service are for if your driver uses this asset for electronic logging or ELD purposes. Automatic will detect if a vehicle is being used for hours of service and switch it to on if a driver logs into the vehicle via the Geotab Drive app. On simply means that the vehicle is being used for hours of service and should be generating logs, and off indicates that the vehicle is not being used for hours of service purposes and will not generate logs in this state. Sleeper berth equipped is also for hours of service and should be adjusted based on whether or not this asset has a sleeper berth. This box for fuel tank capacity can help Geotab get better fuel estimates for fill-ups and usage purposes, so I recommend filling this in for each of your vehicles. Automatic vehicle management is a setting that has your MyGeotab system archive and create new vehicles when a device reads a different VIN than what it had been reading previously. I recommend reaching out to your reseller or another consultant with experience to get their take on using this feature within the context of your business, as it works well for some businesses, but can have unintended consequences that makes it less useful for others. A bit like the options to have the device stay on longer that we covered above, device behavior override can be toggled on to have the Go unit remain on for longer periods of time, and should be used with care and specific intent, since the setting can also cause battery drain issues on your vehicle if not managed properly. And finally, custom parameters is where you can enter custom code for additional functionality, which a reseller or another professional will likely provide and install for you. Once all the settings are configured the way you'd like, click Save up here at the top to apply them.